In these last few years, we've continued to work together on fights from raising the minimum wage to making sure shareholders have a say on executive pay. And there's one fight in particular that I'll always remember. In March of last year, a green-clad AFSCME army, carrying signs declaring it's time for justice, rallied in Chicago for the 8,000 health care and service workers at Resurrection Healthcare who didn't have a voice. They'd been trying to form a union with AFSCME Council 31, but were met again and again with resistance from management. And it was there where I met a remarkable woman named Shirley Brown. Shirley, a housekeeping employee in a Resurrection hospital, helped lead that fight. But she wasn't just fighting for her fundamental right to join a union. She was fighting her own battle against cancer. When I met her that day, she was still weak from the radiation and the chemotherapy. But she was determined to speak. And as she reached the podium, something changed. With her back straight and her head held high, her eyes clear, she told 2,000 AFSCME members why she fought. She said she fought because she had co-workers at Resurrection who couldn't afford the Resurrection health care plan, who didn't receive the wages they deserved, and who were fired just for publicly supporting the union. Resurrection refused to guarantee her a full-time position once she recovered. But because her co-workers rallied around her, because they all came to work wearing buttons with her face on them, management recanted and gave Shirley her job back when she finally beat her cancer. You see, that's how Shirley found the strength to stand up at that rally. She found hope in the union and in her co-workers who came together for her. And whenever I think about Shirley and about the workers who rallied to her side, I'm reminded that for all the pettiness that too often passes for politics in Washington, what holds this country together is that fundamental belief that we all have a stake in each other, that I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper. That's the idea that led me to enter public service more than 2 decades ago, that led me to turn down more lucrative jobs so I could work for a group of churches on the south side of Chicago, to give job training to the jobless and hope to the hopeless after local steel plants closed. It's the idea that's lived out each day by first responders in New York City and corrections officers in Iowa, highway workers in Ohio, healthcare workers in California, by all the AFSCME members across the country who work with our children and our elderly, who fix our public infrastructure, who help the sick and the disabled, who aren't nameless, faceless government employees, but the public servants we depend on to make America work. And it's the idea we need to reclaim from the most anti-labor administration in our memory.